The Civil War was one of the most tragic events in our American history. In the days following, those who lived through the utter hell of the war began to age. As they grew older, they grew feeble, no longer able to care for themselves as they did years prior. One sad part of the war was the fact that the country was split literally in half. Even families split over what side you supported. A sad result of this was some of the elder veterans grew destitute, living alone because of the family disowning them for fighting on the side they fought for, whether their choice or not. What of the widows left behind as their husbands passed on, leaving them alone? What could be done for the veterans and his family who only had his pension to live on? They struggled to even feed themselves on the small amount of money they had. What would these misfortunate folks do? Die alone in the streets as they lost everything they ever had? Die in a bed, not being able to get up or care for themselves? What would they do? A wealthy Montgomery, Alabama lawyer named Jefferson Faulkner, being a former Confederate veteran himself, wanted to help. He came up with a solution to help his former comrades and their wives. Who was Mr. Faulkner, and what would he ever do to help with this problem that plagued everyone? Appalachia, the mountains, are like no other. From its rigid terrain, beautiful wildlife, to the people that live their lives here, to the strange, unexplained stories that folks share. Join me while I share this amazing place, one story at a time. Jefferson Manley Faulkner was an Alabama native born in 1843 in Randolph County. His father was Thomas Faulkner, and his mother was Samantha Breed Faulkner. He would marry Elizabeth Elliott Faulkner July 19th, 1887. Jefferson's father, Thomas, was a local lawyer, a judge, Alabama senator, and preacher. Also a lieutenant colonel in the 8th Cavalry. Like his father before him, Jefferson joined the Company B Regiment under Joe Wheeler in the Tennessee Army. The time in the service made him close to his men, and when he saw their struggle, he took it to heart. He had a 102-acre farm in Chilton County and decided to donate 80 acres in 1902 for building a place like the Mountain Creek Resort. 1903, the state took over the project, making it the first Alabama home for retired Confederate veterans. Sadly, Jefferson Faulkner passed away only 4 years after the home's opening. Now, just how did the state fund such an amazing place? Lawmakers passed a property tax and then used the funds from that to fund the home. The place was built with a small hospital, a dairy barn, a mess hall, 9 cottages, a post office, and a small church. A total of 800 veterans, mostly from Alabama, but a few from the surrounding area, stayed at the home during its time span. During the 1914 to 1918 years, 104 folk were here at one time. The Mountain Creek Baptist Church first met at the home in 1908 and then moved to another location. This place was just what folks needed, and the widows of the veterans had a place to go now. The home for retired Confederate veterans operated until 1939. The last Civil War veteran lived at the home and passed in 1934. The location has 2 cemeteries with 313 veterans and their wives interred there, laid to rest after their passing. When the place closed its doors, the 5 remaining widows were taken to Montgomery to a better retirement home to live for the rest of their days. To keep the memories of those who served, they built a museum with all sorts of relics from the war, also from the home itself. They even built a period-correct barracks for folks to explore and see how they lived back then. The home was eventually placed on the National Register of Historic Places. Today, thousands of people drive the interstate highway bypassing such historic places, not knowing that they even exist at all. The only way folks know it's there is a huge billboard sign sharing its name, inviting folks to stop. My family and I visited recently on our return trip from Gulf Shores. It's an affordable, family-friendly place with some mighty cool relics from the past. You should definitely check it out if you're ever in the area of Marbury, Alabama. There you have it, folks. The history of the home for Confederate veterans in Marbury, Alabama. I just wanted to take a few minutes here at the end of the video and remind you guys, as spring break and summer makes its way and everybody goes on vacation, get off the interstate and take some of the mountain roads. Enjoy Appalachia. Take the old mountain roads. Check out some of the scenery, the historic places, the beauty that people just drive past every day while taking the old interstate. Appalachia's disappearing tree by tree, and acre by acre, and before we know it, it's going to be gone. So, like I say, take some of the old beaten paths and check out some of the neatest history there is, like here at the Home for Confederate Veterans. We only found this place by just a simple brown sign that they had on the side of the interstate that let us know it was here. And of course, when I saw it, I had to come check it out because we love history. So, again, when you're traveling these to the coasts and getting some sun time in on the beaches, just take a couple of extra minutes and drive some of the old roads, and you'll be surprised at what you find. Some of the neat things that's out here to be seen. Well, I want to thank you for watching this video. We appreciate all your support. Thank everybody that subscribe to the channel and watches the videos and leaves the comments and clicks the little bell that lets you know when we subscribe, or lets you know that when we upload. Again, I appreciate you watching. We love you to pieces, and I'll see you next time.